Right, a very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all on frequency. I'm about a minute early today, so we just want to welcome everybody on frequency. And I hope that the reception and the audio and the video quality will be okay. Yeah, we've got a nice long list today, so I'll keep the overs quite short. And we'll also see who comes on a frequency. There's quite a number of people that can't make it today, like Leon, ZS1 Mike did apologize for not being able to be on today. He's starting work again tomorrow, retired for I don't know how many times in a row, and they phoned him over the weekend and asked him to please report for duty tomorrow. So unfortunately he's on the road and won't be here. Right, it is now the official opening of the worldwide DATV Net, hosted by ZS6YI near Johannesburg, South Africa. And today we have a number of people on from the Netherlands, the UK. I don't see any of our South American people on, but we'll certainly find out in a second where and who's on. I'm just going to bring up the list and we'll go over to that presently. I also want to take the opportunity of thanking AMSAT DL, AMSAT UK, and of course the BATC for all their valued assistance in getting people to come onto this wonderful mode of amateur radio television with the geostationary satellite. And that was, of course, supported very financially, very much by a Qatar satellite company, and we wish to express our thanks to them. Without all those different teams, this could never have happened. We also wish to thank all the software writers, and one of them's on the air with us today. That's Tom, ZR6 Tango Golf. I always use Tom's software when I go on YouTube to be able to set the tuners right and make sure that the audio levels are okay. So I hope that's all working. Yeah, looks like it is. And it's not too loud. It was a lot softer, but I used actually Tom's software, the remote control via the network to get that sorted out this morning. Right, on the list, let's see who do we have on the list. Let me click the list. And we have Frank. Now, Frank, ZS6 Golf Echo, he's traveling in the Netherlands. I don't know whose station he is visiting today, so it's going to be a surprise. But Happy New Year to you, Frank. I know you've been on holiday in the in Europe and in Holland and the Netherlands, so certainly hope you're enjoying your holiday stint there. And then we still stay in the Netherlands. We go over to Paul, Papa Echo 1 Alpha Victor Papa, and briefly I saw a visitor at Paul, but I don't think it was Frank, but I might have been wrong. I just caught the glimpse. And then we come back to South Africa to ZR6 Tango Golf. Tom, a lovely audio just now when you tested, Tom. You still look a little bit roasted. I think you've had too much sun, but anyway, the audio was fantastic. And then I want to make a special welcome to Nigel, Mike 9 November Tango Romeo. Nigel was on the air, as you all know, some time back. And he was an avid listener on or viewer on YouTube. And I'm pleased to say that he's back with us on the air. And so a great welcome to you, Nigel. It's always nice having you on. And thanks for coming up, man. Nice signal. And then, Nigel, you pass it to Bert, also in the Netherlands. And yeah, I've got all the different... Bert is in Hooghalen, Netherlands. And that's Papa Alpha 3 Alpha Oscar Delta. And Bert, if you can pass it to Paul in the UK, he's in Cornwall. Nice signal I saw earlier, Golf 6 Mike November Juliet. And Paul, if you don't mind passing it to Benno. Now, I don't know how you pronounce it. It's Nyeven, I think. That's where he is. But anyway, I'm sure he'll take it. Let me just get the microphone back. I also want to say hi to Ural Rider. Now, I don't know what the name is, Uh, I'm at work, he says. Oh, yes, okay. And whoever else is on YouTube, we'll bring them in a bit later to say hi. Right, so with that, I'm going to pass it over to Frank. ZA6 Golf Echo, if you don't mind taking it, from ZA6 Yankee India.
We have to transmit and sync first.
Yeah.
Yeah, should work.
Okay. We're on. The delay is long here.
Yeah, but you don't hear yourself.
Yeah, okay. No problem. Anyway, good day to everybody. It's already a bit late, but Happy New Year to everyone. And hopefully the year is turning out well on an individual level. I'm here hosted by Paul, and I'm here on holiday to visit my daughter mainly. And of course, I got a cold spell. It has been somewhat cool lately around here, so that takes some getting used to. Now, anyway, it's nearly time to go home again. So I'm struggling a bit today, but anyway, no, that doesn't matter. So on a bit useless information, totally personal. Every time I come here, somewhere in the house at home, there is a leak, and this time, true to form, there is a leak this time in the irrigation system, and trying to organize a plumber by a remote control proves to be very difficult. So I don't know what it is. Well, I know it's Murphy. He's well. And then Benno would have hoped to maybe visit you, but I simply ran out of weekends available because I have also been visiting relatives in Germany, and I actually only came back the other day. But maybe the next time. Paul?
Okay. Yeah, the check is not that huge. Nah, this is good enough. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all watching the net from the Netherlands. As what you can see, there are two visitors at the moment, and that's Frank. I honestly welcome Frank and his son-in-law. He's at the background.
Hello, everyone.
Also waving. They are visiting our house at the moment. They are visiting me and my wife, which is really nice. Yeah, that's also the reason why I want to remark we won't stay the full net because that takes far too long. Since they are here, it's also really nice to have a chat together, and you will understand it, but we enjoy to show also Frank's face from the Netherlands.
The pretty face.
Yeah, what is there more to tell? Not that much, to be honest. It has been cold. That is an important message we can bring from the Netherlands. We had temperatures here in the western part of -6, -7 degrees. Later on, also Bert and Benno will be available, and they will have other messages and other temperatures, I think even colder than that. Rather unusual, but okay, that's the weather. We had a little bit of snow here at the coastal side, not that much. Furthermore, there's not that much to bring, so I simply passed the camera and the microphone to Tom. It's good to see you back again, Tom. From Papa Echo number 1 Alpha Victor Papa.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he'll probably come up.
I just read that Tom had a power outage, so therefore he is unable to transmit at the moment. I pass it on to Nigel. Nigel, can you take the camera and the microphone, please?
I'll just come in. I don't see Nigel just yet. Yeah, come in. I saw the message now on the screen that Tom's got a problem. It's a pity, but maybe he'll come back a bit later. But I just want to use the opportunity of saying hi to Frank. Frank, you look younger, man. You must be on holiday more often, I promise you. But wonderful, and I'm very pleased to see that you've made the visit to Paul. So we won't hold you two gentlemen any longer. I'm sure there's a lot of other things to attend to, and I hope you get the water story sorted out there. Yeah, that's not nice, but if it's sprinkler system, maybe it's not too serious. But anyway, I hold thumbs that things will be okay. So now let's just have a look through the list, because Nigel was going to follow Tom. Tom's not able to make it just yet. So Nigel, can you start getting your guns going? Mike 9 November Tango Romeo from ZA6 Yankee India. Okay, it looks like Nigel's also got a hassle. I tell you what, Murphy has certainly been playing around in these radio studios, shacks around the place, that's for sure. Okay, Bert, if you'll take it and pass it to Paul, Papa Alpha 3 Alpha Oscar Delta, also in the Netherlands, Wegalen from ZA6YI.
Yes, I'm in. And yeah, okay. Good evening, or morning, or afternoon. I hope the audio is a little bit okay. I have a new microphone. I don't know exactly how it works. I can put up the camera a little bit lower. You can see over here, it's a small mic. Yeah, just a test, and if it works, and let me know if this is okay, this volume, or it has to be go up or down. Let's see. Yeah, about the weather. Paul talked about the snow and cold. This morning was around -10 degrees below zero. And it's on the moment it's around 3 degrees below zero. And yeah, at Paul's place there was some snow, but I can show it maybe. Let's see if it works with the wobbly cam. As you can see, probably there's a lot of snow. Maybe it's a little bit too wide for the camera, but yeah, it's a small impression. You can see also some snow in the winds. I'm not using it at the moment, but yeah, it's a lot of snow over here. And yeah, this evening we get some ice rain, and then probably the snow is rapidly gone. The temperature is also the coming weeks going up to around 5-6 degrees centigrade. So that snow will then be gone. But at the moment it's tricky, and especially for tomorrow, it's tricky weather then with all the icy rain. What I've done, a lot of things, all small things. Yeah, as you probably all know, I'm building some amplifiers. yeah, the power supply, the 70 centimeters and the 2 meter are all ready now, the amplifiers. And I'm now busy with for the shortwave bands. Yeah, I'm busy with all these profiles. You can, I don't know if this is, you can see that, these kind of profiles. Yeah, it's nice. Just can get them in the length of 6 meters, and you have to cut them on your own length what you need. But yeah, these are all small pieces. It was a lot of work, not just sewing all the pieces exactly the same length, but also tapping the thread inside. That's also, I don't know if you can see it. Oh, no, probably is that not. But anyway, there's M6 thread inside, so I have to screw all that things together. I can, yeah. And you can all combine these profiles with all, yeah, I don't know what a nice name. I don't even know the Dutch name for it. So, and the English name also for me unknown. But it's very easy. A screw inside, and yeah, you have to put it just this way. Oh. I don't know called, but anyway, and then you can these pieces and have to build it together. So that's the start of the new amplifier for the shortwaves, and mostly it will be used and probably for 6 meter and maybe 10 meter for the DATV, for terrestrial work. But yeah, there's a lot of work and full mechanical job on the moment. That's all the big things I've done over here. Yeah, let's see, who's the next one on the list? Yeah, that's Paul. Golf 6 Mike Nancy Juliet from Cornwall. Take the mic and the camera, of course, from Papa Alpha 3 Alpha Oscar Delta.
Right then, thank you very much. Just check the audio, I think it's fine. Yep, I can hear it in the background. Right. I haven't been on this net for a very long time, guys. A very, very, very long time. And I thought it'd be my New Year's resolution to get on a bit more frequently. Yeah, welcome to Cornwall. We had a fantastic storm on Thursday night, and just down the road from us in Bodmin, which is like central Cornwall, an amateur, not radio amateur, just an amateur, recorded wind speeds of 123 miles an hour. Our repeater site, which is just up the road from here at St Austell, we are very fortunate. It's about 1,000 feet above sea level, highest place for a long way. And on that we've got a 100-foot mast, and on top of that we've got the biggest 2-meter whip aerial you've ever seen. And guess what? It snapped at the base. The gusts up there on Thursday must have been enormous, because it's rated up to 100 miles an hour. So so we have no repeater, but that's not the major reason we have no repeater. We've also, since Thursday night, had lost power at the site, and they had promised to get the power back on by 1 o'clock today. And it's now, what, 2:20, so I can't see that coming on today, especially when there are lots of people with their homes still without electricity. I don't think a remote site is a priority. But speaking of which, yeah, I use our local TV repeater, GB3NQ. But we've also got a 2-meter repeater, GB3NC. There's lots more information on all of that on gb3nc.org.uk. What can I tell you? Active here, obviously, on Oscar 100. Have been for a long time, but not not recently. I've had a medical problem which has really taken the wind out of my sails, and I've not been really clear enough in the head to sit here and chat, but that's under control, and here I am, as bright as can be. So I've got obviously a QO-100 system, 1.5 litre dish, all the usual stuff. I've also got 23 SEM transmit for this NQ TV repeater. I've also got 2 meters for television as an alternative, and our repeater also accepts a stream input. So if you want to come and join us on a stream input, you'd be most welcome. We are active Tuesday evenings, 8 o'clock UTC. So that's that. Bert, you mentioned audio levels about your microphone. I think you could get away with 3 or 6 dB increase there. It's quite low. Frank, ZS6 Golf Echo. Yeah, that water leaks, that's just typical, isn't it? Just as you think everything's fine, which we did on Thursday evening. We got up Monday morning to find we'd lost 10 trees that were down in the garden. So it's just one of those things, isn't it? It's the Murphy is very much working. Now, question for those people who know about these things, because, well, I do, but not anything like enough. I have one of those, and when I first bought it, it appeared to have the firmware on it that the original Pluto had, and it certainly worked with ports down and just streaming into it on port 8282. I've subsequently been looking at the various offerings from F5OEO, and I've put in the new firmware, which I now discover is just a static web page. And I've got to learn how to use DATV Red or something. So that looks like a really long-term project. But the reason I mention this is last week I decided that it might be fun to get everything ready for the BATC net on Thursday. And I discovered that the Pluto that I used to use for this frequency didn't have the call sign information in amongst the data. So I thought, oh, that's okay. I've got the other one, which I know does because I see it on my screen every time I transmit through our repeater. So I swapped them over, thinking nothing more of it. Except the one I've swapped it from, which is now the one I'm going to use for the repeater, is a very old version, and it won't go above 1 megasymbols without losing the construction of the signal. It keeps collapsing and regrowing and collapsing and regrowing. It's all right up to 1 meg, but above 1 meg, it's not stable. So any advice on that, other than it's a more recent one, would be useful. And also, any advice on how I could put the Pluto Plus back to the, I say original, but the firmware that is more or less that we saw on the BATC website when we first started playing these games. Lots of questions there. And I think there's one other thing I was going to say. Yeah, Gary, ZS6 YI, your lip sync appears to be slightly off. I don't know if you're aware of it, but I mention it all the same. So, sorry to criticise. Well, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. Alright, let's pass it round to Benno, Papa Alpha 3 Fox Bravo X-Ray. I'll give you a test card and then I'll drop G6MNJ.
Sorry, I had to put you up a little bit longer with my winter scenery, because the second I pushed the transmit side on this side, I saw I got a bounce on the door, and I got an invitation to collect this piece of pie, which is fresh out of the oven. I cannot complain. So I will take a bite of that after I finish my transmission now. Thanks Gary for leading the net. Thanks everyone. Hi Frank, if you're still there. Yeah, you are happy to be visit me eventually, but probably next year. Looking forward to do that. And last time you were here was quickly over during the net, and then you were picked up again because your relatives visited the local scenery area here, which was too short always. Anyway, temperature here, Paul, is a little bit colder. Was around -11, -12 I have seen on the gauge this night. Well, I haven't seen it yet, but I've logged it. I've seen that I was fast at sleep at that moment, because it was right in the middle of the night. And to be an idea, to give everyone else how strange that is, that kind of temperatures here in the Netherlands. Tonight at around 12 o'clock they expect it to reach 0 degrees again. It will stay over minus the whole day, but it looks pretty nice. It's overcast completely, and it's completely white as it is the last few days, where we had up to 20 centimeters in snow total. But that's not too bad. The airport and things like that were completely closed down. A lot of problems for the public transport, but I managed to get everywhere I wanted and still have food. And even my missus made this kind of thing, so we don't have a problem at all. We only we get a lot of rain this week, and the temperature is above 0, so we managed to get around. Okay, that about the weather. Missing Tom. I actually read down in the chat. If you're there, if you're back up and running, Tom, let us know in the chat, and we pass you in. And the same goes for Nigel, with a new call sign I have never seen before. M9 November Tango Romeo. Nigel, why do you have a new call sign and you have to be online and tell us? So maybe in the next over you are able and do a transmission. Let us know on the chat. We pass you in. And I also see Mike. He said he didn't have any reception, but let's see what happens there. Bert, good as always. Perfect transmission, no problem. And Paul from Cornwall. Yeah, nice transmission, no problems whatsoever in reception. Good audio and things like that. Streaming evening, we have our activity evening on Monday, pretty much the same. I am also a local amateur TV repeater, one of the administrators there, and we also have the activity evening on Monday evening at 7 o'clock local time. That means 6 o'clock UTC. And everyone is happy, but you need obviously some stream key to get in. So that's a thing. Send me an email if you ever want to attend, because it's always nice to see other parts of the world. We also have entrances on 70 SAMs and on 23 SAMs. And I am actually at the moment planning to do something on 6 meters somewhere in when we have better weather outside. I have the antenna and the receiving hardware also almost ready, and that's the part where I'm working on basically. But nice to go on a Tuesday evening into NQ, maybe visit you guys, and yeah, I probably end up sending you a email as well for the streaming key. I put most of it down. You showed me the Pluto Plus, and yes, I have one as well. One of the first ones, so it's pretty old. I deliberately say that because lately there are some new Pluto Plus which have a complete different hardware in there. Mind you, that won't work always. But fortunately for you, I have all the images. I have the original one. I have still here on my PC. I also have an old English one, and I can't remember the name, but it was somewhere on the BATC forum where he talked about it, and eventually I got it. And I also got a 0303, but a 0303 or a 0201 from F5OEO version for the Pluto Plus. So that is pretty much the last, well, I would say normal with the browser screen. And after that he went also with MQTT, which I'm currently using, well, not active now because I'm working with a normal Pluto at the moment, but MQTT version, which you can use with DATV Red or DATV Easy. And currently at the moment, well, more over the last 1.5 years, he's using a Tezuka version, and I also have that one, but not in working yet, because at that point you will have a lot of problems in getting it to work, because all the DATV encoding is being done into the PC again, and that takes a lot of CPU resources in your PC. So yeah, if you need something, well, I can probably send it somehow, but I have most of the images on my PC for the Pluto Plus, including the settings and how you can swap back from the old one to the new one, because you need also some jumper settings there. But if you need it, send me an email. My call sign at veron.nl is the easiest one, but you can also look on my my AMSAT my QRZ.com page and find my email there. That wouldn't be too much a problem. So if you need something there, Paul, just give me an email. So, what do I need to add so far? Well, I don't think anything else yet. Let's quickly check the chat. I have your email now, Paul, and I can also send a link to some of the files if you want. Thank you, Paul. Okay, passing it on to Mike. Yeah, checking the chat, Mike. So back later, I understand if you're there, if you want to have a go, you're on the list, Mike. MJW, and if not, nothing else, back to Gary from Papa Alpha 3 Foxtrot Bravo X-Ray. Passing it back to you, well, passing it to Mike, and if nothing else, passing it to Gary from PA3 Fox Bravo X-Ray.
Okay, thank you, Benno. Happy New Year, everyone. G0MJW. You seem to have a bit of an echo there, Benno. It's like you've got your audio feeding back at a very low level, so you might want to have a look at that. It didn't seem a long enough delay for it to be through the encoding, because it was only like a fraction of a second, so maybe a second. But anyway, something to note, all good. And so what's happening? Well, I'll talk about a few things. But just to cover off amplifiers, but great idea to use that sort of channel as the frame for those things. And I didn't realise you could get all the corner pieces as well, but I guess you can. Good way to make things. I tended to build amplifiers into older boxes or different things with heatsinks built in, but other amplifiers like this one, that's what I'll talk about in a minute, are very much of that sort of construction, although that's a little bit different. It's built in a chassis though. So good. And then I was thinking, well, it's January, and I've been in the Netherlands in January, and what I remember about it is that it's not the warmest of months, say, and there's a little bit of a breeze off the North Sea. So who goes on holiday in January in the Netherlands? Well, now we know, don't we, Frank? So good to see you there, and hope you're enjoying the holiday. We've had some really strong winds here in the UK in the past few days. Not here, funnily enough, or there was supposed to be some snow. I think we didn't get any here either, but they did up north and perhaps in Cornwall, but they really did get the winds. I'm not sure Keith has landed yet after being blown away. Simon, who may or may not be watching, has no internet still. He had a power cut, but no internet, but it doesn't look like everything's been damaged. Whether the dish is still pointing in the right direction, though, who knows. But he's told me he's been making some really good progress on SDR television, and the distraction of not having the internet and a whole load of emails has allowed him to fix several bugs. So there are always positives in these things, so that's good. Yeah, so let's get on to this. So this is not an amplifier I'm building, obviously. It's Tokyo High Power 1.2 KFX, which is a 750 watt solid state PA that I imported from Japan. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the desktop and show you what I've been doing with it. And I've got a couple of pictures to the side now, and I've got the wandering cam as well, so you can see things close up if I point it in that direction. Of course, it's only fairly small in the corner, but there you go. And I don't know if you can see this, but it has a band switch, but it's a manual band switch. And this has always been an issue with automatic things. So the task is to convert it basically to automatic. And you may remember my antenna switch, the 8-way antenna switch. Well, this board is based on that, slightly modified. But most of the software will be the same. And there's a guy from Canada, VE6LRR, Lindsay I think he's called, who's also done this. He told me what you needed to do with the amplifier, which I'd sort of worked out as well. But it was good to get confirmation from him that the switch that I showed you, the band switch, all it does is switch 6 low-pass filter relays in it. There's nothing else, no other monitoring, just switches those relays. So we have here an Arduino Nano, or Arduino Nano Every, probably in my case. And here is a one of those Darlington array chips, which will switch those relays. Of course, the problem is the switch is still in line. But because it grounds the relays, all you need to do is isolate its ground connection. And then it won't have any impact anymore. Well, that's the theory. Of course, the practice is when you get to the PCB, the switch is grounded on both sides of the PCB because it's using a through hole and it's got ground on both sides. And the only thing you can do really is to take the switch out, which is quite a job, and then isolate the ground by drilling through the 2 ground pins, and then put it back together and reconnect the ground. So I've done that and it works as it was before, but the ground is now isolated from that switch so that I can now control the relays either automatically or not. And this board, if you see here, it has I don't know if you can see that, but the thing called CO is the common from the switch, which you can set the computer or the Arduino to set to ground effectively when it's not under control, and otherwise lift it and use the other things, B1 through to B6, the band switch, to connect to GD, which is ground, not good. So there you go. Anyway, that's what I've been working on, and I started that yesterday afternoon and did a bit of work on it yesterday and a bit more today. I've already ordered a prototype, which is not going to be this one. This one is a little bit more complete. It's got a few things added, like all the connectors that weren't used. I thought, well, why not bring them out to a multi-way on the end, just in case. So when the PCB arrives, I'll have a go with the software and see if I can get this to work. And if it does, then there we go. I'll put it on the website. So anyone looking at the website, by the way, I'm moving to a different provider, so it might disappear for a while. But hopefully I'll be able to get it to do HTTPS, which has always been an issue. Right, I don't have anything else of any interest. In fact, I didn't have anything of any interest in the first place. So what I will do is I'll pass it back to you, Gary, ZS6YI, and hopefully we'll get Nigel back, or Tom back, with some power. ZS6YI G0MJW. 7 for everyone.
Okay, gee whiz, it's nice to see you, Mike, and Happy New Year. It's nice to see you, Mike. Yeah, I think I've got the mic sorted out now. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'll play with that a bit longer. Again, computer updates and all the settings changed. But thanks for the heads up there, Paul. That's G6MNJ. That helped. Mike, to get back to you quickly, that's a lovely project, and there's many people that would like to do that to amps, to have it automatically band switch. And it's very useful. I have I've actually sold it because I wanted another one. It's the ACOM 2000A. And that could switch in a split of a second and tune, load and dip your finals. Within a split of a second, you could change bands. And then I had a nice stepper antenna up that you could also go on any frequency from 6.8 megs to 54 megs. And then we worked on the antenna rotator, and we were cranking up the mast, and something failed, and the thing didn't stop cranking. Luckily, the cable broke. When I say luckily, otherwise we would have climbed out the top and on the telescopic. But the whole thing condensed down, and when it stopped abruptly 6 meters or so off the ground, the whole big boom of the stepper just broke. And I actually told 2 of my guys to get off the tower, and they didn't listen. Well, I tell you, it's just by sheer luck that boom didn't decapitate them. They missed by a fraction of a polony skin next to them. And the one guy, to make it matters even worse, he had a 2-meter walkie-talkie, little Kenwood. It was brand new, man, and I gave it to him so that we could talk from inside the shack. And he got such a fright, he threw the walkie-talkie down, and that went into a million pieces. That was a day to remember. Anyway, I have never really bothered with getting HF going again. I do have a KT34XA up, but with that nice amp you've got there, it reminded me of a lot of things. Right, I also want to just say on YouTube we have Stefan Fani Nell. He's from America, Golf 6 November Golf. Hello, Fani. Ek hoop dit gaan goed daar en al die beste vir die nuwe jaar. Fanny used to work in one of my factories, as did Frick, ZD6 Fox Zulu. Hello Frick, always nice to have you on, altyd goed. And then we have Roland, Alfredo, Italy Kilo 1 Charlie Oscar Alpha. Hello Alfredo, always good to have you on as well. You always come on frequency. I just hope I took a flying guess what my old delay time was, but anyway. Right, Paul's gone and he's having fun chatting to Frank there. Tom hasn't come back yet to say he's got his power back, but we'll give a little gap. And Nigel hasn't let know if his winter heel is working again. Let me just have a look what the messages say. No need for a rotator with a stepper. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, just pointed in the... Okay, clever one, Mike. You're right. Man, that was a beautiful antenna. You know, on each segment of each band, you basically had a mono band. It was a big one, the Monster. It was the second one they ever built. And the first one went to a guy called Howard White. He's an amateur in the USA, but he's more in France now than in the USA. And I got number 2. But they worked beautifully, really, really nice. Anyway, that's the way the cookie crumbles, I suppose. Tom hasn't made any notice that he'll be back, but we'll give a go. And Nigel neither. And then Bert, your audio is beautiful. And quite rightly, as Paul said, you can up it by about 6 dB quite comfortably. And it'll be right in the foreground. So I think you can do that, and then it will be absolutely perfect. Then you don't change anything. You've got a good video signal and a good audio. And then, yeah, Paul, sorry to hear about the bad weather you guys have had and the repeater antenna coming off, despite it being guaranteed for 100 miles an hour or so. But don't forget, at height, you have a lot faster wind as what you'd measure down on the ground. And at times, it's a funny type of wind. It's not just a blowing action. You have a lot of turbulence. Yeah, I run a repeater setup here as well, and we had to make things very, very strong. Biggest problem we have is lightning, of course. And I am pleased to hear that you've got your health a lot better than what it was, and I certainly hope that 2026 is going to be very, very healthy and prosperous year for you there. And then, yeah, Benno, you're the right guy to give Paul advice on those Plutos. He did pop his email address on the chat, so maybe you can give him some additional advice. So with that, let me pass it down. If Tom's there, we'll give a gap. If not, then Nigel. And if Nigel doesn't come up, back to you, Bert. So we'll give a little bit of a gap for any of the two. ZR6 Tango Golf, hopefully. Failing which, Mike 9 November Tango Romeo. Failing which, Papa Alpha 3 Alpha Oscar Delta from ZA6YI.
Yep, it's me again. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I will play the coming week with my microphone, middle up or down with the audio, but yeah, that's one moment that's a little bit difficult for me, but the coming week I will do some tests and try to get it better. Eh? Yeah, that was the cheapest microphone I could find. So yeah, cheap is sometimes also good. Eh? Yeah, you're clapping your hands, Gary. I thought you had some nice little board. I've just made one for me. Are you? Yeah, about the step IR antenna. Hey, oh, what's that? Oh, I got also over here also a step IR antenna. Not a big one, but a smaller one. And yeah, I saw in the chat Mike said only rotate to the UK, but yeah, it's sometimes handier to put some signals on the backside instead of from the antenna. But I'm not very often QRV on HF. Most of the time I'm on Oscar 100 up doing some hardware things over here or software things. But mine is still working. Only I saw a couple of months ago Step IR, the company who sells the antennas, is stopping for amateur antennas. And they only do now the big, the commercial ones. But Hammer Radio is out of business for one of the other reasons. I don't know why, but let's see. Oh yeah, a thing from Mike for the band decoder. Yeah, I was curious why you're using the Arduino and not the Pico. I'm charmed from the Pico. Since 2012 or something, when the Raspberry Pi came in, I love that Unix system, and also I do the programming mostly of near all things in the Python. So even for the Pico, he can use MicroPython. So I was curious why you choose for the Arduino and not the Pico, because that's from your own country, the Pico. Let's see. Yeah, that's all from this side. I will say everybody have a nice week, and maybe Gary can tell later on what's the plans for next week. Is that 3 o'clock local time for me anyway, or will it shift by 1 hour later? Maybe you can clear up a little bit to be sure for everybody. Microphone then back to the UK. Golf 6. Nee, Golf 6. Yes, Golf 6. Mike, Nancy, Juliet. Paul, you're the system from Papa Alpha 3, Alpha, Oscar, Delta.
Right then, thank you very much. As the rain hammers down, let's just make sure it's turned down a bit more. There we go. Right, I didn't mention it, and I think I ought to under the circumstances. Although it's pouring here with rain, it's 12 degrees, so it's almost a balmy, sunny, well, rainy day down here in Cornwall. I actually live in a place called Mevergissey on the south coast, which is a fishing village that was established, I think, in the 15th century. So quite an old place, to say the least. But we got 5G. So it's a bit of a strange thing. Now then, yes. I don't know whether you'll be able to see this enough, Benno, but that's the insides of my Pluto Plus. Trying to get the camera to make a good job of focusing on that. There we go. I don't know if that gives away enough, but if that doesn't, I've got on that page, if I select monitor right screen, there we go, transition that and bring that one up. I think that might be of use. The build number 051612, and then there's stuff to do with Linux, but I don't know whether any of this information here is any use to you at all. But that's the latest, I think, 0.26 software that I downloaded from MQTT version. Oh, right, well there you go. Yeah, I downloaded that version from GitHub. But if I can wind that back to 0303 or something like that, that would be beneficial. Failing that, I need to buy one of those revision C or D blue coloured plastic box. Plutos. But anyway, so that's an MQTT version. Right, that's worth knowing. So I guess the next question is, do I have to learn how to use this DATV Red to make it work? Or is it yet another load of stuff I've got to learn? It's all learning, isn't it? All learning. So I shouldn't complain, really. It's all good for the brain. Oh, what else is... I have made a note. No other notes left here, other than to say you'll be more than welcome to join our net on Tuesday. So do drop me an email, and I'll send you our stream key, etc. And I'm sure I can, one of these Mondays, come and say hello to you too. Yeah. So anyway, this past 2 weeks I've spent in the shack getting stuff working again. It's amazing how just leaving stuff alone, untouched for a few months, it breaks itself. What is that about? Mind you, I do know what it's about. I was very lucky years ago to have... Oh, that looks interesting, Benno. Thank you. A Lotus Esprit Turbo, the one in the James Bond film, and fantastic car, a wonderful British sports car, and Lotus stood for lots of trouble, usually serious, and that was a car where you put it in the garage. That's it. Beat you to it, Mike. Put it in the garage one evening, and then overnight it would develop a serious fault, even though you'd not used it. Oh dear, it was a right money pit. However, I can't really complain. I sold it for more than I purchased it for. And it was a fun car to have. It was metallic blue with a cream leather interior, and it absolutely turned heads wherever you took it. But it got to the point where I was getting too old for it. There wasn't a dignified way of getting in and out of it. You basically fell out of it onto the road to get out, and yes, and to get in, you always bashed your head on the roof line, because it was very, very low. And yes, it was a nightmare on the Cornish roads, most certainly. But I do miss it. It was a wonderful machine. Its power to weight ratio is stunning, absolutely stunning. It wasn't a particularly powerful engine, but it weighed nothing. So anyway, okay. Let me see I'll make this my final, if that's okay with everybody. I've got things I must do this afternoon. It looks like I'm passing it to Benno, which is convenient. So I'll just make sure that link works before I hand it over. Bear with me. It'd be useful to know that that's okay. That's pasted, and is that the link for next? No, that's strange. Is that? Oh, that's an update, is it? Okay, ignore me. It's just brought up the list of people using. I thought that was from Benno for the firmware, but okay. Round to you, Benno, and you can explain to me what I'm facing here. So, test card, and then it's yours. This was G6MNJ 73 all. There's my mouse gone. There it is.
Yeah, I turned down the background noise completely now. I didn't before, and yes, I can imagine that you hear me twice but it was the feedback. It was the feedback from my receiving part. So yeah, I think that's that. I don't have an extra mic open on this channel now at the moment. Okay. Anyway, yeah, what I tried to find, but it works. Well, I have too much stuff on my computer basically, and I try to figure out some bits and pieces. That's 055 something that was an MQTT version, which came with DATV Red, and okay. I hope Nigel, you're next, Nigel. If you, I just read that I will put it to you, Nigel, after my go. No problem with that. Before Mike. Tom first. Tom. Okay. Tom, then Nigel, and then to Mike. No problem. I try to understand what what we are doing. Anyway, Paul, I will give it a try on the stream. Maybe Tuesday evening, but I'm Tuesday also very busy, so I might be not. But do expect me sooner or later. And in the meantime, if you need more information, I can give you different. Well, in that folder I gave you is basically the old stuff. But I even have one from the Chinese creator, and I have also a firmware from M. And now I've closed it obviously again. Where is it? Where's my mouse? M0 Victor Sierra Echo. He basically made a original version which was also capable in doing Pluto in Portdown, and looked one of the very old F5 OAO versions was that for the Pluto Plus. After that, eventually, maybe 2 years later, Everest came with one, and I also have one from Howard Su, which was the original Pluto Plus firmware, which was sent out of the factory, or out of the workshop, I would say. Okay, that's basically it. 73 is all. Have a nice week. Nothing for me to add. Come back to you probably next week. No, I won't come back to next week because I'm working till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But if it moves to 4 o'clock, okay. Sorry, I did move. I did send you the wrong one. Well, I sent you one via the email. That's better, Paul. So thanks for commenting on that. But I will reply on your on the email again, and then you will get the link to my Google Drive. I put a lot of stuff on there. Okay, 73 is all. Microphone, well, the frequency is all your, Tom, from Papa Alpha 3 Fox Bravo X-Ray. I have a test card, and I have a little bit of sound. Bye bye.
Okay, let's see if that works. Okay, got sound. Hi everybody. Oh, what a mess. Just as the net was starting, I just saw Gary there, and then my power tripped. And as I was investigating it when I got it back on, the Raspberry Pi up in the box there with the Pluto and everything connected to it did not want to start up. And been running around trying to see if I can get it going. Ended up quickly swapping out the Pi. Luckily the SD card's still good, and plugged everything in, and hey, we're back up. The IP address is all over the place, but everything seems to be working well. Not the best of moments to deal with this. But yeah, good to see everybody there. I missed half of the net now. Sorry about that. Couldn't follow everything there. But yeah, I heard something about the weather over here. Very hot. We've had 30 degrees plus for the past couple of days. So it's been a lot of swimming in the pool and spending time outside and, just enjoying the hot weather. I did, however, get a chance to do a small little project. It's nothing too major, but I don't know if you guys remember way back, I did a little Arduino rotator controller for my G5500 for the Leo sets. And it was basically Arduino connected to a Raspberry Pi, and the Raspberry Pi had ROT Control D running on it. And the problem with that was, over time, I kept on stealing that Raspberry Pi for other projects. So when I wanted to play on the satellites, nothing was working. So I figured I needed to do something about that. And I hacked, well, let me just show you this. So let's go after. So this is basically what I had before. So it's the rotator connected to an Arduino. The Arduino just controls the rotator. Nothing too fancy there, simple code. And then on the Raspberry Pi, there was a little thing running and ROT Control D servers. And that allowed gpredict and Skyroof and all the other satellite programs to talk to it. And then because I kept on losing the Pi, what I did was this. And there's a prototype of it. It's all still very rough, but basically I replaced the Arduino and the Raspberry Pi with a Raspberry Pico, but the Ethernet version, the same that we use on the network Pico tuners. And then I created a programmed firmware for it that basically emulated that ROT Control D service from Hamlib. And it works well, and it allows me to basically connect straight to it directly from gpredict, Skyroof, PST rotator, or whatever. And I'm quite happy with it. You can see on the photo, it's all still one big proof of concept. Now that everything's working nicely, I'll clean it all up, and then I'll put it all together in a nice little enclosure. But hopefully that means less parts being stolen for other projects, and then when I want to play on the Leo sets, then at least that's not a problem. Okay, like I say, yeah, I missed a lot of the other transmissions now, so apologies. I can't really comment on it, but it was good seeing Frank there. I saw him just briefly there in the beginning, and Paul, always good to see you as well. Bert, sorry, I missed yours completely. Benno, it was good to see you there as well. We've got a lot of catching up to do. And then, yeah, I guess I'll see Mike next. And then Gary, always good to see you as well. But I didn't miss anything. Oh, and Paul, good to see you there as well. Okay, that's it from me. Let me just take all these pictures away. Hopefully no more issues. I think we said in the chat I must give it over to Nigel, if I remember correctly. Nigel, I'm going to pass it to you there. If you don't take it, then I'm assuming Mike will take it. M9NTR here from Zulu Romeo 6 Tango Golf. Good to see everybody. I think we said in the chat I must give it over to Nigel.
M9 NTR. I don't know if I'm being transmitted. Somebody could let me know in the chat.
If you don't take it, then I'm assuming Mike will take it. M9 NTR here from Zulu Romeo 6 Tango Golf. Good to see everybody.
Seeing you. Oh, somebody say, see you, thanks, Tom. Yeah, I'm having M9 NTR. I haven't got a test card up at the moment because I'm still sorting it out. Still having problems. Still trying to get my head around SDR TV.
We said in the chat I must give it over.
Oh, I can see it. It's come up on YouTube now. I've muted myself. I've got problems with, with setup. I'm using a 1.2 meter dish with a helix from AMSAT UK, going through a SDR Red, the recommended one. But I can't seem to be getting the receive side. I tried starting with Windhill, but then that locked up. Then I started again and then put it onto the TV. So I'm using SDR TV for both receive and transmit. But I can't seem to get it receiving properly. It's something to do with bandwidth. I don't know. It all seems to confuse me at times, but I'll try. You know, I really missed not coming on, so I've got a friend of mine, I forget, Lee, no, John Lee, G4 TSN's helped me a lot. To get sorted, but it still takes me time. So yeah, if anybody knows any idea what settings I should have, I've read through the manual, but as soon as I read through the manual from Simon, I forget it because my memory retention. I was going to swear then, but I shouldn't. My memory retention is not very good. Let's put it that way. People who know me knows the situation. But I really missed everybody, and so I watched on YouTube most weeks, but it's nice to get back on. But I'm not using I'm just using the laptop, a S7. So it's it's a good laptop, and it's using the internal mic camera. So, but I'm not using oh, what's the word? OBS, because I'm not swapping the cameras out, so I don't know. So I could have a report of my situation here. If the camera's good enough for the laptop, or I should use an external one, but it needs plugging in. But yeah, that's enough for me. Sorry I missed most of it. I can't comment on anybody, because I was couldn't receive it, and then once I receive it, I'm 25 seconds delay on we need more light. Okay, cheers, Mike. Anyway, that's enough for me waffle on. Mike, are you stand by, Mike? I'm going to pass it over to you. Golf Zero MJW. Yeah, I probably do need I've got better cameras. It's just I haven't had time setting them up. Sync's excellent. Bloody hell, first time I've ever had Sync excellent. So, oh, I use OBS before, and I could never get the lip sync working. I could never get it, but Chris 2E0ILY saying it's excellent. So, thank you, Chris. Anyway, Mike, passing over to you. Going to drop carry in about 10 seconds. This is M9. Oh, by the way, my call sign, I've changed it because I'm still intermediate level, but I could check the RSG, the Ofcom released some more call signs. So I got told that, and I tried to get mine because my M9 is obviously the intermediate, but my NTR is my initials. So I had M6 for my first call sign, NTR. Then I've gone for Mike 9 NTR. So I just thought, that's why I've changed. I've not done any more courses. I'm not clever enough to do the full one. But anyway, I'm waffling now. Mike, over to you from Mike NTR. Over to G0 MJW. Take it, Mike, and your comments are welcome.
Okay, thank you, Nigel. All good. Yeah, just a bit more light, I think. Otherwise, camera looked perfectly adequate. Could see you, could see all the stuff in the background. And glad to see you back. So, yeah, they've been some changes in the UK. So, the 2E0, you can now do the M9, and obviously your initials. It's like me with having your initials always helpful. So that's good. So good to see you back. And yeah, SDR television, it's a little bit of a tricky thing to get used to, but you will eventually. It's not quite as sensitive as the Pika tuner, but Simon's done some recent work which has made it a lot better, so I think it'll be okay soon. So that might also be the reason that you weren't receiving anything if you've not got such a good signal to noise ratio, I don't know. But all good. I don't really have anything else to say really, but Tom, the Pi Pico, I was going to suggest either an Arduino Nano Every or an ESP32 or a Pi Pico could do all of the tracking and control, which would free up the Raspberry Pi, of course, as would a Raspberry Pi 20W, which they're only $20 or so, so that would be another solution potentially, and then you wouldn't have to write the software. But it sounds like you've done it now, so all solved. So great, well done. And yeah, my Pluto's been misbehaving. It's been working fine for a while now, but it seems when it goes with the latest version of SDR console, when I go from DATV mode back into pass-through mode, until I reboot it, it doesn't seem to be working on receive in SDR console. I have no idea why, but if I reboot it, it seems to work. So something strange there. My sync is probably miles out because I've not set it. Let's have a go. Let's find out. Just a second. My sync is probably miles out because I've not set it. Let's have a go. Let's find out. Just a second. Okay, that wasn't too bad. So it's caught up a bit. It seemed to oscillate between plus or minus 350 milliseconds, but it seems to be stuck at the right setting now, which is good. Right, good to see everybody, and yes, I don't think anyone asked any other questions, so I think I'll pass it back to Gary and say all the best. So, Z6YI, G0MJW.
Okay, Mike. Very good. Your sync is excellent. No problem. So you don't have problems there. I just want to see. Seen that I was reminded I have one of these. I was reminded I have one of these. Let me go down a bit. There we go. Doesn't look too bad, so I'll cut the audio. Okay, I just want to make an announcement, and I'm glad I was reminded because I had made a note of it, but I didn't read it. And that is that due to overwhelming demand, and the voting went in that favor quite by a considerable margin, almost double, the new start time of the DATV Worldwide Net will be moved 1 hour later to 1500 hours UTC, and that will be as from next Sunday. The net will remain at 1500 UTC year round regardless of daylight saving time. I think that's going to be easier because many times I get emails, can't we change it, can't we do this? And so I try to accommodate everyone, and we've had a few experiments. It doesn't suit everybody, to be fair, but yeah, we're going to keep it at 1500 hours. So what will happen is when, Mike, when you guys go over to daylight saving or summertime, then it'll just be exactly this time now. So I think that's about the easiest way around this setup. However, with that, I want to thank everyone for coming up today. Been lovely seeing you. Tom, nice signal, no problem. And great on that antenna rotator work. I think you are using a dual antenna rotator, if I see in the background, so you're controlling it better than than it used to be. So excellent, well done. Right, with that, I'm going to close the net. Wish everybody a happy week. We start work tomorrow officially, although I've been through the whole of December. I haven't really stayed at home much. And I did mention right in the beginning that Leon won't be on for a while because he's back at work at the range, the test range. So he will be playing with rockets and goodness knows what. So I hope we get some videos out of that. I did ask him, why doesn't he just set up a station at his second QTH? And he said it's not going to be a long-term thing. It's going to be short. So then you'll be back on our net. So we look forward to that. With that, 7-3 to all, and I'm going to be closing the net and throwing the ball in the air. This is ZS6YI near Johannesburg saying 7-3.